Welcome to Nerea-san channel. Here we have our guest Stasi once again this week. For those of you guys who don't know her, Stasi was my roommate and best friend at the Borishoy Ballet Academy. We are both professional ballerinas, and in today's video we're going to be reacting to some figure skating.
I can't wait. That's one of my favorite sports in the Olympics.
Previously, I did a review of Yusuru Hanyu-san with Hali, and you guys loved that video, wrote many comments in it, and in one of the comments you guys requested for me to review one of Japan's most famous female figure skaters.
Wow.
Miss Mao Asada. We never did figure skating.
No, never.
We just have ballet training. We're going to speak from our perspective. We just love this sport and want to share our comments with you guys.
Yes, I can't wait.
So today's video was actually from the Sochi Olympics.
Oh, wow.
From 2014, which means that we were in Russia at the time.
Yeah.
Here we go. Did you know that she actually started with ballet training?
Really?
When she was little.
Oh, wow.
And then she followed her sister's footsteps and she became a skater. Do you know why she went from ballet to skating?
Why?
It strengthens the ankles, so she thought that that could benefit her for ballet.
Wow, that's so interesting that she went from ballet to skating instead of skating to ballet. That's quite impressive and I think really hard.
As a ballet dancer, you also want to try different things that can help your career, right? It's not just about ballet. You can do gymnastics, or you can do figure skating, or you can play an instrument that can help you with your listening, or study acting. Ballet dancers and the ballet career are actually like broader than people actually think.
Oh yeah. It's cool how everything is so interconnected.
Let's get into it. The hair. Pretty similar to what a ballet student would wear, right?
Yeah.
It's just like a plain bun without any part, just straight back. It's interesting that they still make it into a bun.
Classical bun. Yeah.
She seems very nervous.
I know.
She's like warming up. I always mention that for us this is backstage, so you have like the privacy, but she has to go through these
With everyone watching. I wouldn't be able to calm down like that. I'd be circling for 5 minutes.
There she goes. I'm always so amazed at the quality of their movements, like super smooth. The transitions are also amazing.
Very expressive too. She's got the whole rink to just, you know,
Wow.
with the port bra and everything.
Did you just see that?
Yeah.
I
She
think
made it look so easy.
she was one of the first to land the triple axel.
So she's a record breaker.
Wow.
Ooh,
Wow. Insane, right?
And she's like, no big deal. Having fun.
And she did it like in the very beginning of the piece. Usually in ballet we do the tricks after we're warm. Oh my god.
So many. It's cool. I love these turns. These are my favorite when they turn like this. Oh,
Looking
okay.
up.
Oh, that's cool.
Wow. I would get like crazy dizzy.
Imagine the strength in your leg. And then they always have like dancing moves. That's where the ballet comes in handy. Oi!
Wow. I can't believe how they turn looking up. I just...
Well, because they don't spot like ballet dancers do. We spot, but they can't spot because then they won't be able to turn as fast. So they just keep their head in one position, and I guess they get used to feeling dizzy. I don't know. For me, it's such a habit to do like spotting. And to think how much room that they need, you know?
Again.
Whoa.
Again.
That's like her favorite step.
Yes. So graceful. Again, wow.
Every time it's just so perfect.
That's insane.
Just when we thought that she did all of
The tricks.
Yeah.
Oh my gosh.
Also, it's kind of long.
Mm-hmm.
The stamina you need.
Wow.
Ay.
Wow. Wow. Oh my.
I'm speechless.
Ay, 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 ay. Oh my gosh, look at that. I can't even do that standing.
Wow. My back would pop in half.
Wow, look at that. Looks like an Allegro combination.
She was like hopping on the ice.
That's so cool.
She likes to turn with her head up. That's like her thing. I heard something that like those costumes are like thousands of dollars because they have all those crystals on them and everything.
They're so beautiful. Look, she just finished.
She looks so happy. That was perfect.
The stress that she must have felt.
Looks like she really enjoyed it. I got chills. Oh, that was beautiful. That was a great, successful finish. She redeemed herself.
Look, people are throwing flowers at her. She must have feel so relieved, right?
That was an emotional performance.
Have you ever cried after a performance?
I think so. I've been like very insanely happy. Like, you know, where you're like, yes, and you're just like,
The time that I cried was probably the time that didn't go as planned for me.
crying more when it's not good.
As ballet dancers, we also do some competitions. Usually is when you are younger, but we do still have some competitions for professional dancers.
If you want to get a job with a company, a lot of these artistic directors and ballet teachers will come to these competitions, and it's kind of a way to put yourself out there, and you can get job offers, you can get scholarships to go to schools at these big international competitions, and so it's a really good way to advance your career if you're ready for a change or for the next step.
For me, it gets to a point where I feel like I don't want to compete anymore, you know, like I just want to be myself as an artist. I don't want to compare myself with anybody else at this point, because you're kind of like always like punishing yourself when you compete with, you know, you have that mood of competition. You feel like, you know, you always have to like
Be better than someone else around you.
You have to be better than yourself every day.
Yeah. For me, it's more like just the whole stress of it. The anticipation of waiting for your turn before. Just a lot of pressure, you know, that you don't usually feel when you're just dancing in a show. This is the difference between competition and company environment. You're all, as a company, trying to put on a show for the audience. They come to enjoy you. They're not here to judge anybody. I like that better. Even if, like, say, you know, sometimes there's drama or something in a company, I feel like you forget that when you're on stage, you know, because everyone has the same goal and the same passion, love for ballet and priorities, and so everyone just wants to do a good job. In my mind, I prefer company experience.
When you compete as a professional ballet dancer, I feel like your artistry, your technique may not be valued the same way for each member of the jury.
Yeah.
It's like the same as you are in a ballet performance and some people in the audience may love you, some people may not like you, but that's just part of art. Like you go to a museum and you say, oh, I don't like this painting, I like this one. But that doesn't mean that neither paintings are bad or good, you know, they are just art. So I feel like once you enter into the competition world, you can get very disappointed with yourself if you don't get good scores or if you don't place, because you feel like your art wasn't valued.
Yeah.
And I think that that's totally not the case. You are unique, you have your own value, and depending on the people judging you, you may do better in the competition or worse. So that's something very important to keep in mind.
It's so easy as dancers for us to forget that, because we think that, like, whoever's our teacher, whoever's in charge, you know, the director or the judge or whoever it may be, that they have the power to like make or break your career pretty much. And so then we think that whatever they say is like the law, which, I mean, yes, they're your superiors, but you can't lose sight of yourself, and you can't lose your confidence just based on one opinion.
Moving on to the differences that we saw with her performance as a figure skater to us as ballet dancers. Her tricks are amazing.
Oh,
I don't
incredible.
think any ballet dancer can, you know, turn as much as her or like do the tricks that she does.
Yeah, that was wild. You know, a crazy level of technique.
I wonder if they are free to choreograph their routine as they like it. Probably they have to show like some very important elements.
Yeah.
I think like that's also a difference with ballet. We have ballet variations that are very different from each other. There are more lyrical ones, there are more turn ones, there are more jumping ones. So we don't show each single element in every variation.
Yeah, and that's actually the nice part. That gives us more freedom, and it's actually harder to judge ballet competitions because of that. I'm pretty sure in figure skating they have a point system, and each element has an amount of points, like you said, and they have to make sure that they hit every single one, which makes it a super competitive and demanding sport, because then
They look pretty similar.
it looks
to each
similar.
other.
Yeah.
Well, this is a little controversial because in ballet competitions they also say the number of turns doesn't matter. What matters is the artistry. As a dancer, that's how it should be.
Yeah, of course.
But then in reality, you see that the dancers nowadays are turning more and more and more pirouettes. And so sometimes they even miss the musicality. In our ballet school, musicality is super important. Like you cannot go off it. Like for us, we prioritize, of course, you know, turning well, finishing the turn well. Try to fit as many turns as you can, but has to look clean. You cannot have a, you know, not clean shape.
Or I stumble out of it. I've seen so many people who do like 4 or 5 turns in a variation that requires only 2, you know, and they win, you know, the medal or something.
So I guess that's changing in the ballet world, and I see the bar going higher and higher, especially since social media is more accessible to everybody and people, you know, try to challenge each other. Before, the standard was 3 pirouettes. Like you do 3 pirouettes and you are considered
A good
a
turn.
good turner. And now minimum is like 7, 8.
When does it stop becoming an art form and ballet and then turning into something like movement gymnastics? They also turn a lot, and they're also flexible, and they also jump. Why not go and do that? I don't know what direction ballet is going in. I think it's going in a very technical side. I just hope that we don't lose the artistry while we do that.
You cannot spend like 5 minutes turning because then you miss the point of explaining the story, right?
Yeah.
Like there's a limit to it.
We have these crazy turned out positions that are very unstable in like 4th position, 5th position. Maybe that's why we can't do such crazy high jumps or land them as securely as they can, because they land in a way that's placed. Their arabesques are more like flat instead of like up like this. It gives them more of a balance.
They, you know, have a lot of artistry with their bodies, with their hands, with their legs, but probably the face is a little bit more plain, a little bit more focused, right?
They use their head more in like different angles and stuff, because they're dancing in like a round coliseum type thing. So they have to connect with the audience in all these different directions. They're not just dancing to one side. We only dance to one side. We never have to turn around or dance in a circle. One thing I really notice is I kind of envy how secure their shoes are. They can kind of go off their blade, but their ankle is still held in place. They're not going to twist their ankle there. The thing that would bother me though is not being able to point your foot. I feel like I get a lot of cramps in my feet because I'd be trying to push against the shoe, trying to point my foot, but that's not necessary.
As dancers, we are trained to keep the line continuous and like endless. So then the boot kind of like breaks that line. But I mean, it's totally understandable because they have to have that security in the ankle. But it would be nice to like... I think she did amazing.
Yeah.
And her career was beautiful and she did an amazing job.
Yes.
So
I loved watching that.
yes, I loved doing this video and reacting to her beautiful piece.
Yeah. Thank you for sharing.
Yes. So, what do you guys think? Are you guys Mao-san's fans? Your thoughts? If you've been following her for many years. Let me know in the comments and share your thoughts. I loved reading your comments under my previous video. I love learning more about these beautiful people. So let me know in the comments. Don't forget to follow Stasi on her social media.
Yes.
Like this video. Channel 登録お願いします。Subscribe to nereasan channel for the following up videos. And we'll see you guys very soon.
Bye. Bye. We love you.